All right, hey everybody. This is Arthur Schaper. I'm not in jail.
This is not your phone.
This is not my phone.
This is my phone.
But this is my face. No. The next thing they'll have to do is try to kill me, and I don't die easy. I tend to have all these lives that bring me back. So we're on our way to Cudahy because apparently Joseph Turner, the founder of American Children First, has gotten this very strange notice claiming that because he doesn't live in Cudahy, the initiative is not valid.
Yeah, they're rejecting, according to a reporter who contacted me, Cudahy is supposedly saying that because I do not live in the city of Cudahy, that I'm not allowed to be a proponent for the initiative, which I find suspect, but we'll see. So we're going to go over to Cudahy, take care of my initiative issue. Again, this is Joseph Turner with AmericanChildrenFirst.org. And also, as you know, Arthur, we had an issue at Huntington Park last night.
An issue.
And both cities are right next to each other. They're essentially neighbors. And so we're going to kill two birds with one stone with Operation Defund Sanctuary Cities and Operation No Phone is Illegal. So
it's not undocumented. It's fully documented. It's all too documented in the Huntington Park Police Department.
So I'm going to turn the phone over to Arthur, who's going to talk a little bit more about what happened, since I think this is your first time online.
Yes, it is.
In video form since the fateful night last evening. We had a great time.
They tried to move me to the back of the bus.
There we go.
I refused to move.
All right, so here's Arthur. He's going to take over, and I'm going to drive and try not to get any tickets. All right?
Please.
There you go.
So, everybody, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're watching. So, there I was in the Huntington Park City Council meeting last night. All of us, the pro-illegals, the La Raza, Mexica, hate mongers, we were all forced to gather down in the city lobby. The Huntington Park City Council was well aware that there was going to be a large group of protesters showing up. The brown supremacists, led by, Robert Nawi Hernandez.
We say led by in quotation marks.
Oh, led by, he's got lead in his head. Was there trying to foment hate. But I can assure you that we had numbers that were comparable, if not greater, than the brown supremacists. They may have been louder, but we were stronger. So we had to wait in the lobby of the Huntington Park City Hall for about an hour and a half. They tried to outshout us, outshame us, but we stood our ground. I actually was able to have a reasonable conversation with some of the people in the lobby room. Then the announcement came through from one of the police that we'd be able to line up. They would allow 128 people up in the city council chambers, and that would be the capacity. Everybody else would stay in the lobby and watch the city council meeting from the lobby on a large projector screen. So we waited little by little. 5 people at a time were allowed in. And then we heard from the police officer, I believe his name was Molinaro.
Is that who that was?
I think so.
I want to file a complaint against him.
Absolutely. With the and let me explain why he wants to, and so do I. So Officer Molinaro then said the room's at capacity. Well, we weren't so sure about that. So Gary Grindall made a phone call to Robin Vitston, who was there, and she announced for everyone to hear that there was still plenty of room. There were at least 3 rows of chairs. So for about 5 minutes, I went back and forth with the police. We know there's chairs up there. And so I said, you know what? This is ridiculous. They are violating the Brown Act. They can't tackle me because they would be fully caught cheating. So I just went up on my own. The police officer was too slow for me. I made it to the top. I took pictures of the entire scene. They lied to us. The Huntington Park Police Department officers who are on standby lied to we, the people. So for everybody who's listening, make sure to contact the Public Integrity Division of the LA County District Attorney's Office. Michelle Gilmer is the district attorney or the deputy DA in charge of those complaints. So while everybody's watching this, I'm going to be inviting more people to watch. I need you guys sharing this video like crazy. So I bounded up and defied these corrupt police officers. I've done it many times.
Arthur, tell them why they were lying about the capacity. Tell them, we know why they're lying. Tell the audience why they are lying.
Okay. The city council is terrified of We the People Rising, LA County for Trump, all of the patriots in and around Huntington Park and throughout Southern California. They were hoping to stall and discourage peaceful protesters such as ourselves, and we were undeterred. So they've done this other times before. They refused to even provide chairs for the citizens who were waiting in the lobby below. Huntington Park City Council also have an overflow room, and they claim that it was locked and used for another purpose. That's also a violation of the Brown Act. I am affirming you guys need to share this video. We need to be flooding the district attorney's office. By the way, I filed the first complaint against the DA to the DA when they threw me out of a city council meeting September 6th, 2015. All I did was ask for a point of order on the agenda, and creepy, corrupt Karina Macias ruled me out of order just one time, no warnings, and they threw me out. I filed a complaint, and they soundly rebuked the city council. They have had numerous complaints listed against them. I can produce those files for later. So, we the people rising, LA County, if you Trump, we all found our seats there in the city council chambers. Public comment began, and well, we couldn't really help ourselves how hilarious and insipidly pathetic is the hateful commentary that comes at the mouth of these brown supremacists.
They're setting up 11-year-old. They're setting up an 11-year-old to talk about how racist. And,
that word "setting up" is accurate.
You know, they put this 11-year-old up there to speak out against us and against white people and whatnot. And I don't know if we got it on film or not. I did not.
I did.
Did you? Okay, so we'll show you guys at some point what kind of brainwashing they're putting on up with these youngsters. You know, they're creating the next generation of Reconquista Atzlaners.
Exactly. Mr. Moreno, young Mr. Moreno, by the way, I don't hate him. I know he's brainwashed. And
no, he's a victim.
Let me explain. The reason why he's brainwashed, because February 27th in Cudahy, he was so bold and strutting up to the podium because he was surrounded by a lot of people he knew who had fed him his lines, essentially. This young boy said, they don't want to be called a white supremacy, but they're a white supremacy. I mean, the English was so tortured. Someone else must have written it for him. Then he says, Donald Trump is afraid of me, and they're afraid of me too. And I need your help to clean up the mess that they're going to leave. But it was very different coming out of his mouth June the 6th. He said, I'm afraid of these people. They're terrorizing our community. Really? So this kid goes from being bold to fearful in 3 months? No, he got a different script. It's really sad that these brown supremacists have had to resort to hiding behind children, hiding behind women. For the record, myself, I don't mind putting women, men, and even children on full blast when they are upending our laws and attacking fellow citizens. We just can't have that. We can't allow the left to keep playing these identity games with us. Our country belongs to we the people, Americans, and there's nothing wrong with putting Americans first. American children.
American children first, absolutely. You know, if you can't put America first if you're putting American children second. And after Arthur was arrested, which he'll get to in more detail, I went up and spoke at public comments and about the little Mr. Moreno. And basically, I made the point that if he says that we're... Basically, before he went up there, several of the commenters were talking about how we're terrorists, how we're terrorizing their community, how we're dangerous, how we've supposedly physically attacked them and whatnot. And I begged the question, if we're really that dangerous and we're really that terrorizing, why would you bring an 11-year-old to a meeting where we're going to be, right?
Wow,
it's either a function of... Either we're not as bad as they say we are, or it's really horrible parenting. Either way, it's not a very good scenario.
Really horrible parenting, for starters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great segue there. So, we enjoyed listening to Nawi make a fool of himself. We couldn't help ourselves from laughing out loud. I mean, the man is just such a blithering self-parody. You know, we have wonderful pictures. We're going to be selling Nawi pepper spray very soon. That'll be a great fundraiser for American Children First.
We should do it.
Because Nawi would be the great photo spokesman for this. There's a great photo. It's on one of my blog posts of him in tears with mucus coming out of his nose. Because, frankly, he's a sniveling child who has been having this 10-year, 11-year Trumper tantrum. And he's losing. The brown supremacists are losing. The La Raza and these Mexica, they're very frustrated because after 8 years of Obama-Rama, they didn't get anything. He took them to he took them to the cleaners and just used them. Whatever amnesty he had promised, he was never going to deliver on. And now we have a president who ran on a platform opposing amnesty, and we're keeping him to it.
Well, what's great, Arthur, is for years and years and years, these open border zealots, they would go around the illegal aliens and they'd hold signs saying undocumented and unafraid. They were so arrogant. They had this sense of entitlement and just complete and utter disrespect for American law. Just complete brazen, out in the open, no respect for our law. completely fearless. They talk about hiding in the shadows. These people do not hide in the shadows, okay? And now, with Trump as president, you don't see more undocumented and unafraid signs anymore.
That's right. They're afraid. Just like Joseph Moreno.
Right now.
And I say shame on the teachers and parents who teach this kid to defy and hate anybody who doesn't look like him. They are promoting the very rhetoric of hatred they claim to despise. It's just fun catching them in their hypocrisy. It drives them crazy.
It's so much fun now.
I gotta tell you, this guy Joseph, you know, we were trying to work with that Mr. Pipeline, Mr. Snowflake.
Yeah.
You know, we love the way you dress, man. You should go.
Insane Clown Posse?
Yeah, Mr. Insane Clown. You and Calvin Klein should get together and walk some runways, man. I say you'd make a lot of money. You could buy your own Aslan, some island off in the Pacific. So, Joseph, we're all trying to hold in our mirth at the idiocy of these brown supremacists. And there was this LA Times article written about me with all this negative spin. And the more that they tried to use it, the more I just was burst out laughing. So much of it was wrong. So much of it was unnecessary. These guys don't get it. The more you try to attack me, the stronger I get. It's the grace of God. 2 Corinthians 12:8-10. That's the way it is. So it's just not going to work. And
they don't understand the joke's on them. That's the beauty of like guys like Nawi. They don't get the fact that the joke's on them.
They are total self-parody, and they don't even get it. They're not in on the joke, and it's themselves.
We keep telling them the joke, but they just don't. They don't. I don't know. We gotta tell them in Spanish what the joke is because they don't get it.
No, you gotta use Mexican or Aslan. You gotta, or you should do like one of those click languages. Maybe they'll get it that way. So there was that. Now public comment proceeds. I gotta talk about Nick Ioannidis, an immigrant.
Oh, real quick, before you get to that, finish talking about Nawi because he actually got up in your face in the middle of the meeting twice.
Yes, thank you. Nawi was ruled out of order 3 times. This man is so easily targeted. And whenever people in the audience were talking about racists and supremacists, I just pointed my finger at Nawi. I wanted everyone to know that this man is the epitome of brown supremacy and hateful, self-loathing racism.
The finger
and
point
you
of
could
shame.
see him. This is the finger point of shame. Shame. Vergüenza. I love that term. I can't help myself. So the last time I was identifying him, the Nawi blew up again, just like he did at the Maxine Waters town hall, and said, "Shut up! Shut up!" And what happened was he ended up getting thrown out. Or I'm sorry, he was deported. Si se puede deport. Si se puede deport.
I would pay for Nawi. I would pay Nawi.
We should pay for him.
Events.
We should pay him. I've told him. I've asked Nawi. I've asked him. Do you do birthday parties? I've asked him. Do you do weddings?
I would yield my public comment time if possible, just so he'd have more time.
I want Nawi to do. I want him to speak, okay? Because God knows these poor, entitled brown supremacists with cameras who are oppressed by the white man, or just they're so well off with their cameras and their Western designed clothes and homes and property and. God forbid, Nawi, look, if you feel this is stolen land, why don't you get the ball rolling? Give up your property.
Arthur. I completely forgot to share huge news.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I've known Nawi literally since 2005. I started Save Our State back in 2004, so I go way back to the old days of the veteran SoCal anti-illegal immigration movement.
Yes.
And we've had Nawi at those events going way back. So,
wow, doesn't he have a life or a job? Nawi, do you have a job? Nawi, are you on welfare? Robert. I'm sorry, Robert
Hernandez. Mr.
Robert
Hernandez.
Nawi Hernandez.
Robert Hernandez is just so not sexy compared to Nawi, whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Gosh, I'm so terrified when I hear the word Nawi.
So we've known Nawi like over a decade. That's where they got the pepper spray. He got pepper sprayed by. Oh, Nawi.
Poor baby.
Poor baby. Nawi tried to get up in the grill of one of the patriots, and one of our patriots just pepper sprayed the shit out of him.
It's my favorite photo, Nawi. We're gonna have him. I want you to autograph one when I get one. Okay.
So
thank you.
So you have these pictures of him just crying with mucus and snot and water and everything just coming out. All of his like when Trump was talking about Megyn Kelly with blood coming out everywhere. Everywhere. You just had mucus coming out of all his orifices with the pepper spray.
Right.
I've never been pepper sprayed, thankfully. Okay.
Yeah. I felt it in my eyes a little, but it wasn't sprayed.
But then, one of the reasons why I've never been pepper sprayed is I never got up into the girl of a patriot.
Yeah, that's right. We don't attack children. Now we attack grandkids. Lupe Moreno, Lupe Morphine, who's one of the
she's
old guard with you guys.
She's like a godmother for the movement.
She is, and she and her sister Angie, we had dinner 2 weeks ago in Santa Ana. Thank you very much.
So Arthur, we've known this guy for over a decade, right? He's known me very well because I was the leader of State, right?
Yes.
And then at Cudahy on May 22nd, I was there and I saw him and I tried to walk up and shake his hand like a civilized human being. Say, how you doing, buddy? It's been a long time no see. You know, we were in the trenches together, mutual respect of the combat, of activism and whatnot, the camaraderie of it all. Right. He refused to shake my hand.
Wow.
Refused to shake my hand.
He's a hate monger.
Because I want to deport illegal alien children. Sorry.
American kids
American children first.
You know, and I got to comment on that. The only reason they bring up the illegal kids is to try to guilt trip us.
It's a sob story.
And I'm fed up with it.
How can they never bring up American children killed by illegal aliens? How about
that? Like Ruben Morphine.
How about that?
Ruben, 13-year-old boy, executed by an illegal.
He was just a little boy. Was he 12, 13? 13. Executed by an illegal alien gangbanger.
In my answer, I always say, when they talk about separating families, my answer, when you bring Ruben back to life, then you can lecture me about separating illegal families. Or how about Catherine Steinle? How about that? So
killed in front of her father.
And her last words, Daddy, help me.
Killed in front of her father in a sanctuary city where they let him out after they already had him under arrest before so he can come and commit more crimes.
And how many times was he deported?
I forget. Several. I mean...
5.
5?
5 is the magic number for these illegals. It seems they have to be deported 5 times before public or federal officials finally take it seriously for some reason.
It's a damn shame. And you know, and we've talked about it. I'm not sure what the process is, but we need to start holding these elected officials accountable.
I think they should be arrested.
Absolutely.
And we should allow for liability. Parents should be able to sue San Francisco.
You know, if we're going to talk about holding a chief executive officers criminally liable for, like oil spills and things of that sort of nature, why can't we hold elected officials who are sworn to uphold the oath or take the oath to uphold the Constitution? Why can't we hold them accountable for that?
Exactly.
It's disgusting.
And speaking of oath of office, do you mind if I go to what happened at the end of the meeting?
One more thing, I'll finish up. So Nawi, the best part about Nawi, after all these years, guess what? I put a video out today of my recording from the City Hall meeting where we basically just heckled the crap out of him and he couldn't take it. Guess what? He blocked me on Facebook today.
Oh, poor baby.
He blocked me on Facebook after all these years.
Oh, you guys were like Facebook buddies?
Well, no, we weren't friends. We weren't friends on Facebook, but I can't even... I used to be able to see his page. Now his page does not exist when I look under my name.
Yeah, kind of like his brain. Yeah. Non-existent. Hi, Nawi. Now remember, if you want to ever change your mind and start doing birthday parties... I've got the Bozo the Clown wig and the red nose.
No, not the Bozo the Clown.
And I'm ready. Oh, who should it be?
It's the Aztec Antifa clown.
Oh, yeah. Or it should be El Chapulín Colorado. Or El Chavo del Ocho. How about that? Eso. You know, I've had... I
can't. We got to stop talking about Nawi. I'm gonna get. I'm literally gonna get into an accident.
Hell, I'm more Mexican than half the Mexicans in Huntington Park. I know this stuff. Hell, they deport me before I talk to some.
Arthur, that's what I've been telling people. I go on my initiative in Cudahy. Yes. Where I want to give the hardworking legal and actually and also illegal aliens tax breaks, right? Because illegal aliens pay the utility tax, right? Yeah. So this tax cut would actually help illegal aliens. So I started telling all the people who hate me that if my measure passes, I will have done more to help illegal aliens than 99% of the people who hate me.
Exactly. Certainly more than Obama did. You'd be their new savior.
Oh man.
La la.
I'm gonna give them more money to send back home, I guess. Apparently.
That's right. To help build the wall. Remittance tax. Remember.
That's right.
Yes. Okay.
Go on. We can't talk about Nawi anymore.
I know. He's gonna get in a car accident. I just don't need that right now.
We love you, Nawi.
Yeah. Bye, Nawi. Okay. You come and I will take you out for dinner, and you can tell me to go back to Europe.
Oh,
please.
Man.
So. Nawi gave his public comments and everybody could not help, but I can't say that I heckled him. I couldn't help myself. It was so funny. So I just got to say that I you know, it was an accident. I swear. I tried as best as I could, and then you have these other brown supremacists who show up and claim that we're the 5% who survived genocide. Wait a minute. If there's a genocide, that means nobody survives. So that's something I don't quite understand. They seem to have a problem with math. They seem to have a problem with English.
Well, you know what they really have a problem with, Arthur, is DNA, because
that's right.
I made official offers to all the the 100% Native Americans in attendance at the meeting last night, and I offered to pay for some DNA testing to find out exactly how true they are with their claims of their heritage, because we always make the comment of they just want to pick and choose which cultural background and their bloodline that they want to support.
Whatever gives them brown privilege.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I still don't know what white privilege is. I'm the one who got arrested.
Well,
what white privilege? What white privilege?
Well, I will.
You want to tell me?
I will note for the record that not one of those people who claiming to be native indigenous people, including 100%. Nawi, none of them decided to take me up on my DNA offer yet.
And there's one easy way you know that they're not 100% indigenous. They don't. If they have facial hair, they're European. That's right. So Nawi, you need to go back to Europe.
Nawi hasn't shaved in.
Yeah, he hasn't shaved in a while.
He might be, actually, because I don't know if now he's shaved in 30 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now he might be 100%.
Well, I got another. I don't know if his testosterone is kicked in yet.
Well, here we go. Getting back to Nawi.
Oh, brother.
Sorry.
So now let's talk about
Nawi.
I got to talk about my sob story now.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So
serious business.
Oh, serious. Supposedly. I don't know. The more we think about it, actually kind of funny, I guess. So there I am sitting in the Huntington Park City Council. I'm trying to mind my own business, and then now he starts screaming at me. They throw him out. They deport him. And then other people start commenting, and then suddenly, you know, Baby Beluga behind me starts losing his temper. He's cursing at me, swearing at me.
You guys know who Baby Beluga is?
Oh, you know, Mr. Quetzalcoatl with the Dodgers cap, who doesn't know anything about baseball.
Who doesn't watch the Dodgers?
Who doesn't own a TV, probably. So he starts screaming, yelling, cursing, whatever. He's announced twice on the camera, so he's busted.
Right.
That he was the one who was making noise, not me, and then tried to get me in trouble. So Miss Sanabria and the rest of the corrupt city council, well, they don't like me for some reason, maybe because I actually expect them to abide by our laws and uphold them rather than undermine them. And so the creepy, corrupt chief of police named Cosme Lozano, who is so uneducated, he shouldn't even be a chief of police. He doesn't have the degree for it. You know, even with all the DREAM Act and all the other handouts for college, he didn't make it for some reason.
He doesn't have those. He doesn't have those fake bio degrees that a lot of the cops
yeah, that's
get.
right.
They'll go to those fake online. Bio degree.
Wow.
Yeah.
I could be a police officer too, and I could lock up people who look like me or don't look like me just because.
Just because.
Oh wow, that'd be fun. And then I get a big pension that I don't deserve.
They get a huge pension.
Wow. Forget public safety. How about protecting my retirement? Anyway, so I'm sitting there, you know, minding my own business. I am recording and I am documenting, not undocumented, but I'm documenting the abusive people behind me and around me. And then for some strange reason, I was ruled out of order twice. First time, I don't remember. Second time, I don't even remember. And then I'm supposed to get thrown out of the meeting. And so I'm sitting down and I'm going, I tell everybody, just stay with me.
Well, I think it was the cop. I think it was the chief.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't even the mayor.
Yeah, she was like, she gave
the mayor didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
She never does. She's thinking about the next donut or something. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the police. Pardon me. So what happened is I said, I have done nothing wrong. I haven't violated decorum. I have not disrupted the meeting. I'm going to stay. I had resolved that the next time that a police officer unjustly accused me of disrupting a meeting and telling me to leave, I'm not going to leave, whether it's a town hall or a city council meeting. A police officer will claim, I am giving you a lawful order. No, it's not a lawful order. There were some people who were telling me, Arthur, you need to do what the police officer says. No, you don't. In fact, an hour ago, when the police were telling all of us to line up in the lobby, I went up myself. I have a right to be there, and the police could not stop me, even when one of them tried to hustle after me. And I saw Cosme running down because we busted him, and they couldn't stop me. We had it all recorded. So there was that. And I sat there. Robin was so dear. She held my hand the whole time, and she's like, I don't know why you're getting thrown out.
Robin's amazing. Robin's an amazing woman. If you don't know who Robin is, you need to get to know her. She's the queen of the SoCal anti-illegal immigration movement. Tireless, works her butt off. Has been doing it for at least we first met in 2004, and we all kind of got together at the same time. She's been in this movement nonstop, works her butt off, never asks for a penny from anybody. She's going to all these things. I don't even know how she even sleeps, really, to be honest.
Yes, she's tireless. She inspired me, and she always credits me with getting us started in Huntington Park, because I saw what happened to her when Ricardo Lara shut her out of a meeting. They filed an UNRU Act violation against him for that, public access law.
Right.
And then I lost sight of her. And then when they appointed the 2 illegals in August 2015, Robin was one of the people I contacted. And the first time I met her face-to-face was in Huntington Park. And we were going there repeatedly, consistently for another year and a half. Then when Trump became president, we saw more advances and victories, and we saw more problems that needed our immediate attention. Jeff Sessions issued his June 30th deadline, so we knew that these sanctuary cities were going to shake from top to bottom. And yes, Huntington Park is a de facto sanctuary city, even if they don't want to announce it or put it on a piece of paper.
That is the biggest con. If Huntington Park, and Arthur can expand on it because he knows far more about it than I do, they have 2 illegal aliens on city commissions. So if you have 2 illegal aliens on city commissions, you don't exactly get more sanctuary than that.
No, absolutely not.
In fact, I would argue they're more of a sanctuary city than Cudahy.
Yes, I would have to agree actually with that statement.
That's why I'm coming to them next. Coming after them.
And it's going to take only 100 signatures.
176.
176.
And their utility user tax accounts for 23% of their general fund budget.
Wow, that's higher than
Boom!
Torrance.
Coming after you. $6 million.
That's right. Marilyn Sanabria, no more donuts. That's right. Johnny Pineda, no more dresses. Sorry. Okay, you're going to have to get a real job. So there I am seated. And so one popo comes up to me and says, Arthur, you've been asked to leave. And I says, I did nothing wrong. I'm going to stay. And then they get 4 police officers, like 4 bodies around me is going to somehow change my mind. And then comes Sergeant Settles and he says, you've been given a lawful order. No, I was not. And right away, and I like what MLK said, any law that's unjust, you don't have to obey it. No. Just like when Rosa Parks said, I'm not moving from the front of this bus. Okay, she was tired, and you know what? So was I. I am tired of, as a citizen, being treated like a second-class slave. Or worse, like an illegal alien myself.
Well, I'm tired of actually Americans being treated to a different standard than illegal aliens. You know, if you're an illegal alien, you commit a crime, they'll let you go, they'll cite and release you, they won't give you a ticket because they don't want to deal with the hassle. Americans, they commit
Oh, really quick.
Go ahead.
There's Alan Garcia. Hi, Alan. Hi, Alan. Still living at home in your mother's basement. Hi, Alan.
How the hell is
Alan Garcia?
here?
Alan Garcia is hilarious. This guy said he wanted to kiss Adolfo Varas right on the lips. Adolfo's openly gay, but I think after 5 minutes with Alan, he'll change his mind. He'll scare the gay out of him. Adolfo has more maturity than some of the church people I know, because he knows I'm
will scare the gay out of him. Huh?
I know. Alan Garcia probably would scare the straight out of most women. Alan, you should have been there. I wish you had been there in Huntington Park to record. You know, your partner in crime, Eden Enamorado, was there, but at least he was willing to sit down with me and listen for about, 2 hours. Anyway, so there I am being discriminated against because I'm white or I have a Trump sign, or they just hate me in Huntington Park for some strange reason. And so there, we're kicking it. I says, I am going to sit here and rest. If Rosa Parks could do it, I can do it, and she fought something even worse than I did, so I got no excuses. And I sat there for another 10 minutes. These police, I think they knew from the chief of police on down, they did not have the authority to do what they did. They knew it was wrong. Well, I have seen this before where Popo will drag their feet because they don't want to do it.
Right.
The Lou Correa town hall, he shut it down after he realized that he wasn't going to get away with pushing illegal aliens, being able to get advice on how to undermine our immigration laws. And then he closed it out, and then he secretly had another one which was more lightly attended. The city council could not remove me. There was no charge to do so. There were no 3 warnings. Nothing was even documented. Yeah, I am documented. I was undocumented.
Can I interject something?
Yes.
Arthur? So this is a big thing that I feel like us American patriots need to understand and kind of wake up to, right? Because we're by and large, we're very pro law enforcement. We respect law enforcement. We think they do a hell of a good job, and we love our law enforcement officers, right? And we're very patriotic. We believe in the rule of law as a general rule. And
Mexico does too. Did you know that? And you know what they do to illegals who try to cross their border? They shoot at them. They shoot at them. we are way too generous. You know, we were hearing that comment all the time that the city council was way too generous with We the People Rising, claiming that we were the terrorists or something.
Yep.
But maybe they should be lecturing the Mexican people. Perhaps every Mexican is a vendito.
Well, if we followed Mexico policies, what would they say then?
Maybe now we wouldn't be alive.
Now he would. Well, now he sure wouldn't be moving back to Mexico. That's for
know.
Sure. Mr. Jalisco.
Mr. Jalisco.
We're getting back to Nawi again. We just can't help it.
I can't help. He's just so funny. Okay, but it's my turn now. Okay, it's my sorrow, my tragedy.
so one more thing about this whole deal with the Patriots. Okay, so we got to realize, because you talk about lawful order, unlawful order, the cops doing something that they're not supposed to do.
Okay, very simple. The city council rules me out of order only twice. Normally it's 3. I wasn't even out of order the first or second time. A lot of people witnessed this. There were at least 5 cameras rolling to see this. They knew they were wrong. They were wrong when they booted out Robert Newman at the September 6th meeting as well. 2 people got thrown out. When I filed a complaint with the DA, they faulted Karina Macias and the rest of the council for throwing both of us out. I wasn't even paying any attention to me, but they spent more time on me.
Right.
I was so happy. I was so vindicated. I was laughing all the way down Florence on my way to Downey. So there I am. I'm seated, and I'm like, this is it, dude. We need to make them choke on their own lawlessness. I said, I'm not going to move. I'm going to call your bluff. And so Settles was unsettled, and he put cuffs on me. And, you know, when he's walking me out of the city council chambers, I walked with my head held high because I broke no laws. I did nothing wrong. And let me tell you something. Even the brown supremacists didn't say a word. I called their bluff, too.
You know what?
Because they were chanting at me to leave.
There's an important point that I want to note that I don't even sure if you're even aware of this because you were arrested. So down in the city hall, for lack of a better word, the foyer entrance area where they had us all congregated for about an hour and a half before they'd actually let us up because they had these presentations and they didn't want us in the opposition to heckle and disrupt those presentations. So we're all congregated in this foyer, and they're showing the city council meeting on a projection screen TV in the hall.
Right.
Now, the whole time, the projection screen camera is facing towards the city council and shows the back of the head of the person speaking at public comments, right?
Okay.
Well, when you got arrested, somebody up there turned the camera, the city council camera, back 180 degrees so then get you being arrested. And then when you were getting arrested, the whole crowd went down in the opposition down in the foyer was cheering and yucking it up.
Oh, no kidding.
So somebody on city council employee thought it was appropriate to turn the camera around to highlight
that's pretty
you
sad.
being arrested.
That's pretty sad. I don't think I'm that entertaining. I think now he's more entertaining, honestly. But so they're all complicit then, especially Mr. Baby Beluga, Quetzalcoatl or whatever his name is. I'm not a baseball fan myself, but at least I know more about it. Go Cubs! I saw a Cubs fan celebrating their first victory in 100 years earlier today. So I walk with my head held high. They escort me to.
What did Alan Garcia say? Hey guys, alternative.
Nice burn, Antonio. Wow. Okay. Hey guys, alternative fact: crying with your head held high. So and Antonio, Alan, I'm sure you do that a lot. If you really want to see Alan Garcia lose it, all you have to do is watch an interview that I did with him in Cudahy in February last year. This guy totally lost it. And then he grabbed this woman's hand and tried to force her camera. He assaulted her.
He assaulted a woman?
Yes, he did. A female, which is pretty damn sick.
That's pretty sad.
I know. So.
Now he apparently grabbed one of the females in our group. He grabbed her arm.
Oh my God. Wow.
I think it was Valerie. He grabbed Valerie's arm.
Oh my God. So it's like they're becoming violent because they're losing.
They don't know what to do.
They're little children that start to hit mommy when they don't get their way.
Well, not only are we making America great again, we're making activism fun again.
Yes, we are.
They can't. Anatol. Is that the fake account?
You cried like, that's Chris Garcia. He's hilarious.
The Cudahy council member?
Pictures and videos all over the internet. You know what, Chris? We've got yours. Absolutely. That guy's name, that's Chris Garcia. He's the mayor of Cudahy. He's the one who was looking at my zipper and said, "Your zipper's open, sir."
Hey, I got a message for Chris.
Oh, God.
Hey, Chris, if this is really you, city councilman for Cudahy, I'm the guy who's coming after your money, right? And you guys want to keep fucking around with me? You guys going to the city hall today to find out what's going on, why you guys are rejecting the initiative with some BS or whatever?
Don't forget, I have the power to get other residents to do an initiative to do all kinds of.
They're already ready to do it. They're already doing it.
Absolutely.
They're
so
already
you can
working
keep
on
on playing games, and we're going to come after either city council benefits, your health benefits if you have it. I haven't done all the research on you guys yet.
Oh yeah, they get like $1,200 a month.
Yeah,
easy.
we can come after your stipend. We're going to come after your city attorney contract. I can do all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm putting you on notice, Chris. If you're fucking around with me,
I'm putting you. There's my finger.
We're coming for you. We're coming. There's nothing that can stop us. I'll get a Cudahy resident to sign it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dean. We're going to take corrupt Cudahy down. If it's brown, flush it down. That would be the corruption from Jerry Brown all the way down. And you know Chris Garcia and his little Democratic puppets are all in league. You know, and this is a shot. I confronted Eden personally. He keeps claiming that this Jack Guerrero guy is a puppet of mine. And I'm like, I'm in Huntington Park. There are no Republicans on that city council.
Pretty sure Jack...
That's why it's a screwed up city.
Pretty sure Jack Guerrero was there long before you stepped foot in that town.
Not only that, but I think he's older than me too, and a lot of other stuff. But these guys are totally obsessed with Jack. You know, I know Alan loves Adolfo. He must be obsessed with Jack maybe too. There's like a secret, you know, I don't know, something homoerotic or something.
I guess Alan is scared out of them, right?
That's why they're really upset about my mass resistance affiliation, because I'm calling them out. So that other two, I'm just a big bowl of having fun at everyone else's expense. It's illegal.
Hey, we're just trying to make America great again and make activism fun again.
Making California great again. And we got someone from Texas. Hey, Liza, thanks for watching. Share this. I'm a good friend of George Rodriguez, El Conservador. I'm sure he gets a lot of the coconut crap too. I absolutely hate how these brown supremacists treat Latinos for Trump. I am so outraged. I told off this 18-year-old kid in Cudahy who lectured Raul, who's like, what, 4 times his age?
Right.
And Raul took him down. Says, I can support anyone I want to. So, back to me. I'm escorted out. They take me to the holding cell. And, you know, I get a pretty good night's sleep, I guess. There was a drunk, and then there was me. They asked me, you know, they go through the same stuff. Were you having suicidal thoughts or anything? And it's like, no, I think the people who should be having suicidal thoughts are probably the Huntington Park City Council, because they know they're in trouble. What they did was wrong, and they know it. And so does the city chief of police know that, and the police officers knew that they were caught between a rock and a hard place. And you know what? I have less and less compassion for police in corrupt cities. You have a responsibility not to fulfill a corrupt order. Turn in your badge and go to another city. There are demands for police officers in cities all over the county. Well, Torrance needs police.
Well, all the unions say that unless you give us more and more money, you won't be able to find qualified people to do the job, because apparently there's not enough cops.
They're not qualified in Huntington Park. Let me tell you, the turnover rate in Huntington Park is outrageous. I see new police every time I go there. The old police that I know, they're gone. They don't want to work there. Yeah. I don't blame them. I was a teacher. I got so tired of the corruption, the BS, and the illegal immigration pandering, you know. Right. I was targeted. I worked at Southgate, dude. I was there when kids were walking out of school because they didn't like the 207 anti-amnesty bill.
Right.
HR 1417, I think it was. So I was in the middle of that, and I survived that. I can survive Cudahy. I can survive HP, all that nonsense. So that's all taken care of right there. I was in the holding cell. Part of the reason I think it took 2 hours, because I was released at 10:30. All my stuff was bagged. And I think part of the reason they took so long is all the brown supremacists were waiting to, like, jump me or something.
Or film you or whatever, mock you.
Try to start something. But that's okay. We have more fun at their expense anyway. So there's Onital. Get a job, Arthur. Pay taxes like the rest of us. I do. I'm also paying yours. But you won't have any taxes to take from the hardworking residents of Cudahy.
We're cutting that utility tax.
That's right. And stop looking at people's zippers. You know, there was another hate activist, and his name is Vincent Quintero. He harassed a veterans hall in West Carson last year. And this guy was like looking at my waistline too. He's like, tuck your shirt in. Like, why are you looking down there? They have daddy issues or something. They
don't know what to do. They don't know how to respond right now. They're struggling. The struggle is real for the open borders goons.
I know, absolutely. So they have to.
You don't think
it's scared at all?
It's scared at all?
Okay, this is Alan Garcia's syntax.
What did you say?
We don't think it's scared at all. We think, you're ignorant.
Wait,
Alan?
You are asterisk?
Alan, it's called English. I would encourage you to take a remedial English class, okay?
There's a library right next door.
It's called a dictionary, dude.
Does Cudahy have a library? Because I know.
Cudahy has a library. It's right across from the city hall.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Alan, do you want me to rent you a book? I will get you a book on how to spell.
Hit the library, dude. Hit
Words.
the library.
Words, okay? And it was really funny when I interviewed him. I mean, it wasn't really an interview. It was like, you know, it was like a cat playing with the mouse. The guy was just going around in circles. That's why he attacked a woman. And, you know, he's like, you know, what the people in HP, what the people in Bell, you know, what the people from Torrance, the fucking place you come from. And everybody was like, whoa. And then.
Down. Easy, big fella.
Alan,
easy.
Oh, gosh. Alan.
Did you give him the finger point of shame?
Alan.
Arthur, big finger pointer shopper.
Hi, Alan doesn't want to comment anymore.
They can't handle the finger pointing. They can't handle it.
I'm doing what your father didn't do. You should be thanking me. You know, it's Father's Day. Since you didn't have a real dad, I'm being the dad you never had.
When is Father's Day? When's that coming up?
Not soon enough.
Not soon enough.
This is what I want. I don't want a necktie. I want something more than that. Remember that Cosby show? And Huxtable's bringing out all the crap.
Arthur doesn't want a necktie, okay?
In fact, going back to the jail thing. They took my necktie away. They took the laces out.
Did they really?
Well, they do that. They do it for everybody because of suicide watch. I know how. You know, that's what I've been taught. I took crime law, so that's the procedure. They don't want anybody dying under their auspices.
Well, you know what? I'll interject here for a second. I was arrested in Glendale back in 2006 on some trumped up charges.
Trumped.
Pun intended. Because we were protesting a day labor center out there, and they didn't take my shoelaces.
Oh, look, Alan Garcia, your mother should have swallowed you.
Does he kiss his mother with that mouth? That's the best you can do, big boy.
Really?
Did Nawi write that
line? Okay, you know what? Along with Nawi, I think, Alan, when you want to start doing birthday parties, you talk to me. We will hook you up. We will hook you up. You can be Barriga. You can be Hirofales. How about that?
Oh man.
And you can go ta ta ta. Or do you want to be the space pirate from El Chapulín Colorado?
Oh man.
Har har har. That's what we'll do with you. Hell, I'm more Mexican than half the people who are trolling on this Facebook Live thing.
Oh man.
Yeah. You know, we've tried to do that. Robin went to the Mexican consulate in San Bernardino and said, well, you know what, we're giving all this free stuff. Why don't we go to Mexico and get our own? But for some reason, they believe in borders and they shut the door in their faces. So I don't really, you know, equal rights and jobs and all that other stuff.
Is Anatol still there? Is Chris?
No, Chris Garcia's not there anymore. Yeah, I guess his zipper was open. Or he got caught in it.
I want to know how many cops they're going to have on stationed at the meeting for us.
Sheriffs. Yes.
Yeah, sheriffs.
Sheriff's deputies.
Yeah, how many deputies were they going to have waiting for us there?
I don't know.
Because they had about 24 when we left last time.
I know. And a helicopter. Don't forget the helicopter. So, there I was. I got a nice snap. You know, they had a drunk, and they had me. No, I wasn't drunk. And there I was, and I was just resting there, and, you know, everything, you know, everything's going through my mind. They took a great picture of me, by the way. I want that. I want that mugshot.
I wonder what if they can give it to you, how that works.
Yeah, well, it should be public record.
Should we?
My tax dollars paid for that camera.
Should we put
my tax dollars paid for that jail cell. I want that. I want that picture. I want it. I will put that. That will be my new profile.
Your badge of honor.
Yes, it is.
That's right.
Just like when Rick Perry was indicted. Hey, so was that guy, Tom DeLay, Mr. Hammerman.
Yep.
He had a great photo too, and he was vindicated, by the way.
I remember.
It was nice. They were both smiling, and I had nothing to be ashamed of, so I was smiling. So Christopher Bowen, Arthur, you guys are awesome to watch. Alan Garcia had a drink, and he's a lunatic. And he's using a semicolon to make a smiley face. Boy, he. Not just English classes, but maybe some typing classes.
Oh, Alan.
Does
Alan live in Cudahy?
You know, I don't think so. Alan is from Southgate, so he's an outsider. Outsider. Lost a picture of you crying. Okay, Okay, so there I am in the holding cell, and then, you know, they read me my rights. I knew the rights better than he did.
Did they have a toilet in there for you?
Yeah, and I drank water, not in the toilet. Okay, there was a water fountain. I drank from that. I didn't get any food. I was like, am I going to be here the whole night? Oh my God, are they going to ship me to... Whoa! See, this is what happens, you know. This is not
crowded.
Mexico.
It's crowded in here. It's crowded.
Okay, this is not China.
We're in occupied territory right now.
So anyway, so this is what's happening here. You know, so I just rested. You know, I at one point I was actually dancing in the jail cell.
Doing the Schaper jig?
I was doing the Macarena. Oh, I'm appropriating Mexican culture. Bad, Arthur. Bad.
How come it's okay for the Otsliners and the indigenous to appropriate American culture wearing baseball caps and stuff like that?
I know.
What's that about?
I don't know.
How come that's okay?
Yeah, I know, but somehow it's like I can't. It's like I'm stealing something. So that's very strange. I don't get it. So anyway,
Alan Garcia, what's he saying now? Is he still
Alan, sick
talking?
burn Antonio. What Alan doesn't understand...
Did Antonio say something
it's
stupid?
Antonio Foreman, and Alan doesn't understand that Antonio is trolling Alan. And the fact that he doesn't get that is just more...